It really is a game of patience, isn't it? If you're an ADA holder, especially, you know what I'm talking about. This is the ADA chart in this bear market. We don't have as much data about ADA than we do over here at Bitcoin. And I mean, we're talking cycles upon cycles over here at Bitcoin. And let's go to the monthly chart in Bitcoin just to give you an idea. I just want to start this video by just making this resounding statement. We've been here before. We've been here in bear market lows before. And I'm not saying we won't go any lower, but this is a game of patience. And this is a game where the strong survive. The patients survive. And so if we look at the Bitcoin chart, we literally have been here before. So this is the last bear market low below the 786 line. This is the bear market low of 2015 below the 786 line. And this Fibonacci retracement, these yellow lines that I'm talking about, I'm not going to talk about them in this video, but here we are in the bear market low below the 786 line. We've been here before. This is an ADA chart. And though there is not as much data on this ADA chart, we are here again, similar to the last bear market. I will say this, if you're an ADA holder right now, I realize, and it's the same is true for crypto holders. I don't know why ADA kind of gets this narrative built around it that it's just performing way, way, way worse than everything else. It's really not. Everybody's in the same boat. But if you're an ADA holder, I do this, props, pound to you. I appreciate you just holding strong because I know it's not easy. It takes a level of perseverance and planning and patience. So let's start this live stream. And I want to talk about a few different things. We're going to dig into the weekly. We're actually going to really dig into everything going on this daily chart. There's a lot going on that I want to break down, and it's going to become so clear where we are. And I think we'll get a really good grasp of what can happen next. I'm not here to predict. I'm not here to tell you what's going to happen next. I'm in your boat. I'm trying to figure this out. And right now for me, it's urgency. We're in this bear market bottom range. It's urgency for me, but there are predictions I do want to talk about, and it's not for me. It's not my prediction. This is the Cardano ADA community. We're going to talk about some predictions that have come in terms of price. I did a poll. It should be in the chat. The chat's even still at the top of the chat. Will Cardano end at 40 cents or above or something like that? And it's like split 50-50. But check this out. Let's start here, and then we're going to dig into the daily chart over here, and we're going to talk about all these price points and actual targets for ADA in the short to midterm and how that just ties together in this bear market. So if you're here right now on the live stream, I appreciate you. Hit the like button for me as we get this puppy started. So this is the article. Cardano community expects ADA to jump 50% by end of year. Is this possible? 50% sounds like a lot, and it's really not anything crazy for kind of even a bottom range, sideways range. 50% for any crypto is nothing crazy. We're going to look at what it looks like on the chart. So here we go. 47 cents for ADA by year end. The Cardano community on CoinMarketCap has shown a very bullish outlook for the future. With more than 5,000 votes already collated for the month, the average estimation came out to 47 cents by the end of 2022. Comment below in the live chat, or if you're in a replay watching this video, do you think 47 cents by the end of this year, a couple of weeks away, is in play? And do you think it's going to happen? Given this current price, it means that the community expects a 57% increase in the price of ADA before the year runs out. In this video, I'm going to tell you what I think in regards to that price and what I'm anticipating. But this is pretty cool. I actually did not even know that CoinMarketCap had this. So you can go to any crypto on CoinMarketCap and the community can just kind of weigh in terms of price estimates and basically price predictions. You can see each month, you can vote where do you think price will end the month at. For ADA, by the end of December, a couple of weeks away, over 5,000 of you have voted, and it's right around 47 cents. Interestingly enough, and we're going to look at this on the chart, by the end of January, 50 cents. By the end of February, 46 cents. By the end of March, 42 cents. April, 34 cents. It's like trickling down. But notice the votes trickling down as well. So I think the 3 months to pay attention to would be December, January, February. So we're going to look at that on the ADA chart. And I really want to know what you guys think in terms of these price predictions. What's interesting is these predictions that the community has kind of compiled kind of really ties into the daily chart that I've been tracking. So I want to really chart this with you all. Now, I want to note something before we really zoom in on this. I tweeted a little earlier I said, last time I felt this bullish on the future of Cardano was years ago, so early. And just going over to the weekly chart, if we look back, what I mean when I tweeted that was, I remember kind of back in these days, early stage Shelly, right? The staking mechanism kind of just coming online. Cardano, just such a baby, and it's still such a baby. But this early stage back here, and it's really where I started covering Cardano ADA a lot. I was very bullish. I remember going to lunch with my buddy Eddie, and we're just talking about Cardano. He actually got me really heavily excited about it. So this is why I got into Cardano. And I was really hype about the future, especially going into what I was tracking for the next bull market. I thought ADA had so much potential. I'm just as excited now, if not more excited, because guess what? That last bear market, ADA was not my priority. It wasn't my focus. I was aware of it, but I had other plans. I was doing other things. I had other accumulation plans, which obviously it played out pretty well, no matter what crypto you were accumulating back here in the last bear market. But now we're in a bear market for ADA. This is my first true bear market bottom range for ADA. And I really have never been so bullish. And the fear is high, everybody. The fear is high right now. If you're out there in the chats, you see it too. I know you do, because this is the market that we're living in. It's exactly the same as 2018. And if you're actually in the chat right now, I have my eye on it a little bit. I do want to know, where do you think we are in the psychology of the market cycle? Comment and let me know. If you're a replay viewer, comment as well. I think we're kind of like right here somewhere in between anger. You see anger there? Who shorted the market? Why did the government allow this to happen? I mean, we see this question. We see a lot of narratives right now surrounding government. I mean, and if we're in bull market highs right now, nobody's complaining about government, right? So maybe the question isn't framed exactly like this. Why did the government allow this to happen? But it kind of is, especially surrounding things like FTX. And then depression. My retirement money's lost. How can we pay for all this new stuff? I'm an idiot. So it is peak fear right now. You can see this chart says best time for investing. Historically, in all markets, equity markets, this is when the fear is this high. So I think we're somewhere in between here, and this range, it lasts for months. I see Ryan over here. He says he thinks we're in depression. And, you know, I tend to agree. We're in that area, maybe slightly before. But the depression is definitely sinking in. I see it from just a content creator perspective. I see it in the comments. The anger, I see the anger. Capitulation, I don't even think if crypto goes any further, I don't even think most people that are still here, I don't even think they care that much. I think they actually want that. So that capitulation, that crazy fall where markets are freaking out, I think it's already happened. So that's where I think we are. Now, when we go over here to the daily chart, we can start breaking down, because this is a daily chart, but it goes back to May and a lot going on, including some of these price predictions. So let's talk about this range that we're in. We're in this bear market on the daily chart. This is very simply what it looks like. It's grueling. It's just trickling down and down and down. And this is the anger setting in. This is the depression setting in. This is the fear setting in. But for me, the biggest thing that I just notice, or at least tell myself, is this. And it requires for me to put emotion aside. And this is my approach. This is how I do things. This is how I see things. It's opportunity. For me, I tell myself it's opportunity. Don't pay attention to the anger, the fear, the depression, the headlines. Don't pay attention to it, because historically, if you look at data and data alone, it's opportunity. And so if I'm not over leveraging myself, and if I'm creating a plan for myself that allows me to continue to enter into this opportunity, even with the thought that crypto is going to zero as a potential option, if I'm not over leveraging myself and I'm coming up with a game plan, I'm cool, I'm happy, I'm ready. And that's where I am right now. That's what the bear market for me is for. And, you know, that's kind of how I'm going through this bear market from a mental perspective. So let's look at this daily chart. This is what I'm watching. Obviously, on the short term, we're in this key area on the daily that we always talk about, just still struggling with this 20-day moving average and the 50-day moving average. It literally has been ADA's worst enemy this entire bear market. ADA just continuing to just test it and then fall below it. Test it and then fall below it. And this has happened the entire bear market, just from all-time highs. So that continues to happen. So in the short term, we're going to monitor how that plays out. Now, the case for all those predictions that we just looked at over here on Social Coin Market Cap 47 cents December, 50 cents January, 46 in February. The case for that really relies on this chart. This is S&P 500. It relies on equity markets. It relies on things like this. And actually, I hadn't even updated this page, but this CPI data was updated, 7.1 for November. That's a bullish data point. It relies on this. This is Trueflation, on-chain Oracle data. Is this going to keep coming down? And look, that just ticked down a little bit, getting ready to fall below 6%. A leading indicator, we found this to be on this Trueflation app as far as inflation goes, a leading indicator to true inflation, or at least the numbers that they're giving us. So if all of these things keep happening and the good data keeps coming and we start seeing a slow shift in markets, potentially before the economy itself, and this chart starts trending upwards, then that would be the play for ADA and other cryptos to make the move. So to this upper trend line, it's just from a foundational perspective, the first thing I'm watching, price range wise, it is a breakout of around 40%. So the article, the predictions that we see here on CoinMarketCap Social, that's sitting at right around 50+%. This trend line sitting around 41%. But what's so notable for me is kind of the trend that Cardano is in, the trend that ADA is in, and more importantly, the macro picture story that we're in. So we have to take that into account when we start speculating. At the very least, that's what I like to do. So let's speculate according to how the macroeconomic landscape is kind of set up right now. So I have a couple speculative scenarios based on bars pattern. So meaning historically how ADA has moved in this market. So the last time ADA from this lower trend line actually swung to the upper trend line, I took that and I kind of brought it over to where ADA is right now. So you can notice what's happening here. ADA is getting rejected off the upper trend line, but also 50-day moving average resistance, and it's falling to the lower trend line before just consolidating and getting that next pop. So we didn't hit the upper trend line, but ADA failed at the 50-day moving average. So it's that swing high to the 50-day moving average resistance. This time, 50-day moving average is not at the upper trend line like back here, but ADA saw resistance. So the play would be ADA's breaking out of this trend line, breaking above the 50-day moving average and making its move to kind of this upper trend line area. So it doesn't, obviously the volatility, the speed of it, the length of it will be different, but it's a move to that like close to 40-cent area potentially by sometime in January based off this speculative chart. It could happen sooner, it could happen later, but that's kind of my next move that I'm anticipating if things go bullish for ADA. I really want to see how ADA operates at resistance, not only at the trend line that we're looking at here, but the 200-day moving average for ADA, right? Where does ADA meet that? Right now, the 200-day moving average right around 44 cents. We zoom out on this chart, guess what? The last time Cardano has tested the 200-day moving average, actually before breaking above it, was all the way back. Look at this. See my chart? All the way back here in April of 2020. So this is an area that ADA has not even tested really in this bear market. The closest it got was January, the beginning of this year, did not even test it then though. So that's a huge area of resistance ADA has not even just tested. So these predictions, here's the first prediction for end of December, 47 cents. Here's end of January, 50 cents, and then 46 cents. That's a case for markets are going crazy bullish. We're actually seeing ADA break the trend line, break the 200-day moving average wherever it meets it, and actually getting the move out of that pattern, this falling pattern that we're in. At this point, maybe some of these predictions could be hit. Maybe ADA could be 50 cents or so sometime in January or February. If that's the case, what would we be doing? What I would be doing is absolutely just anticipating some type of throwback. So the reason why that is because when I sit here and we're charting every day, we're zooming in on the charts, we're trying to figure out where the bottom is, everybody is. But when I sit here and I analyze and I look at the headlines and I look at where we are, this slow moving, huge, massive ship trying to make this huge U-turn. And I'm not just talking about crypto, but I'm just talking about all markets in general, right? We're waiting on the Fed pivot and then potentially a crash after that happens because everybody's waiting for a crash after the Fed pivots. For me, I tell myself, and obviously there's no guarantees, but I just don't think that we're just going to start breaking out to the upside and the bear market will be left behind. I think there's still some more pain, even if that's just volatile sideways pain, meaning 50% pumps to the upside and then just massive crashes all the way back down. That is something I'm very much just anticipating. And it's something that we've seen in previous cycles anyway. So with the current state of the markets, I know we want that quick fix in terms of markets getting out of here. We want to see those green candles. Crypto is so much more fun. And it's just, I'm not sure that's realistic, right? So I took this, and this was a bars pattern from March back here. And I said, what if we get a similar move like this, right? We're getting a nice massive breakout from a key swing low, right? So massive breakout from a key swing low. And I kind of moved that a little bit, but you get the point. And then we're maybe testing the upper trend line. Let me get rid of that one. We're testing the upper trend line. Maybe we reach the upper trend line. Maybe we get a little breakout above, but then we're coming all the way back down for that last just fall in this bear cycle. And maybe it's below it's breaking below the trend line, right? So that's a speculation that I'm anticipating. And the one thing as I'm talking about all of this, the one thing I want to note, and I meant to say this at the beginning of the video because it's foundational to really everything that I'm doing right now. It's foundational to the very fact that I decided to do a live stream right now. Live streams, I love all of you that are in the chats right now. I genuinely do, but they're not nearly as fun as bull markets, everybody. They are not nearly as fun. I would go live in a bull market and there would be like 5,000 people and the chat would be just going too fast. I had to slow it down. Everybody's so hype and excited for just price pumping and getting texts from my friends and stuff. And right now, if you look at what is there? There's 482 people, which is awesome. I love each and every one of you, but you see the difference. It's like a 90% difference. And this is what a video looked like in the bull market. Look at this. This was May 28th, 2021, 104,000 views, easy. Cardano at $1.52. Let's look at a quick clip real quick. Potentially, and I say it all the time, crypto can fail. Crypto can come crashing down. Bitcoin, Cardano, whatever altcoins you have can come crashing down. It is the flip. So we're hanging out, we're chilling, we're doing 100,000 view videos. Everybody's going crazy. And that's something I always say. Crypto can just fail at any moment, bull market or bear market. It's the foundational basis of my plan in crypto. Be prepared for that. And if that's the case, right? So many people here in bull market highs and in bull markets, but everybody leaving here, for me, it's the biggest, most crucial data point outside the charts that says opportunity. And that's what I'm doing. And I'm doing this video because I want to stay consistent with what I've started here on YouTube. I want to stay consistent with just tracking my crypto journey. And the crypto journey, obviously, on the long term is so much easier to see and it gets a little noisy when we start zooming in because nobody knows the next move for crypto, right? It's all speculative. And especially right now with waiting on equity markets and waiting for, remarks from the Fed, what's going to happen with interest rates tomorrow. Everybody's waiting for that, right? And crypto is likely not doing anything even right now as I do this video because it's just waiting for equity markets tomorrow to open. Amidst all of this unknown and this boring sideways movement, I continue to tell myself, stay consistent, eye up the opportunity, and be patient. And this is why I did this video. It's just that message. It's a reminder to myself, be patient. If you're out there, if you're picking up what I'm putting down, hit that like button right now, and I appreciate you. So one thing I do want to mention, if we're looking at this chart and there is no rally, because I haven't really discussed that. This has all been speculative in terms of, hey, equity markets are going to rally a little bit. They're going to stay strong. If there's no rally and ADA doesn't even make it past the 50-day moving average at 34 cents, right? Maybe we get a 10% move resistance there. The breakout target to downside is right around 17 cents. And that plays in nicely with a big move for Bitcoin into the final bottom range. So not saying I want that to happen, but this could be a case where crypto could bottom sooner than later. If there was a breakout to downside, I'm not saying like this is going to happen now or tomorrow. Maybe we get a little move, 10% move to the upside, sideways, trickling down, hugging this trend line. Maybe it doesn't break down to the target until January and we get a fake out to the upside. Then we come back down. It's like March, and we're bottoming, right? Patience. That ride that I speculated there requires patience. So that's a downside scenario. We see the upside scenario. The price predictions on CoinMarketCap from the community that we just looked at, they're realistic in a very, very bullish environment. And if you even go and you look at maybe a Bitcoin chart and we zoom out a little bit, we've saw bullish environments coming out of the last bear market, right? Look at that. Look at this pump for Bitcoin. But I want to note something, and this is pivotal. If we look at how many days from the Bitcoin halving we are, the next Bitcoin halving, we're 511 days from the Bitcoin halving. If you go to the last bear market, when Bitcoin exited the 786 line, it was 420 days from that next Bitcoin halving. You go to the previous cycle and we look at when did Bitcoin exit the 786 line, it was 266 days. So we're still a ways away, even compared to the average of the last two bear market lows. We're still a ways away of Bitcoin kind of exiting. We're 511 days away from the Bitcoin halving. Maybe when we get into that range of 400 days or so, and if we take this would mimic the last bear market right here, that would be March. Maybe that's when crypto really starts to exit this bear market. And so if that's the case, we still have a few months for that to happen. And that's something that I'm anticipating, the volatility along the way. And then one thing I just want to note is I am so bullish on Cardano. I tweeted earlier because I was just thinking about the charts. I was thinking about the good old days when I just started covering Cardano before that last bull market. And I'm reading comments that were coming in because I posted about XRP and, I post about other altcoins. I've been covering just different crypto content. A lot of ADA holders out there, very tribalistic, leaving nasty comments towards me. And it's kind of like, dude, I'm just a crypto guy out here doing videos, tracking my crypto journey. It's not just Cardano. I'm not a Cardano maximalist. Cardano is my all-star player in this game. Cardano, from a technical perspective, I think has all the chops. It really does. And I think there's so much opportunity in Cardano ADA charts, as well as Cardano, the actual ecosystem. So it's my number one player right now. And, I just want to say that because I've gotten so many comments over the last day just acting like I'm not covering Cardano anymore. So we got ADA will never go back to $1. Interesting. Very interesting opinion. Be patient with ADA drop. That's kind of where my head's at. Dan T says I'm going to get a home equity loan if ADA goes to 17 cents. No comment. No comment, Dan. I have no comment. $0.40 ADA, then 17 cent ADA. Such an interesting comment because if I could kind of, out of everything that I just talked about and all the speculation I just threw out there, he's saying like 40 cent ADA. So that's kind of a move to the upside, getting close to that upper trend line and then just falling back down, more pain to 17 cents. I can totally see that. And with the trajectory of not just Cardano, not just crypto, but the trajectory of just the markets in general, including equity markets, including the headlines that come out of, Fed meetings and stuff, that seems to be the most likely play because I think we're at a place where it's time for a crypto pump of some sort. No guarantees. It just seems like it. We look at the weekly chart on Cardano right here. Look at this. This is the weekly chart. This is, over the years, over the cycles, top two most boring weekly charts, the most sideways. You zoom out on this weekly chart, it's not something that you can find very easily. That sideways, 4 weeks of sideways on the weekly. If you want to find the last time it really happened, you can go back here to October 2018 into November and look, that was in the last bear market, right before capitulation. So that's pretty much the last time we saw a similar weekly chart setup that looks almost identical to what we have here. I mean, you can kind of go back to December 2020, but we were in a very bullish environment. and this is right here, those candles, very bullish environment, but at least some volatility happening with these wicks on the weekly. Right now, it's just insanely sideways. And so the last time we saw that was back in 2018 bear market as well. So I think a big move is getting ready to happen. And I think we just need to anticipate all scenarios. But at the end of the day, everybody, this is a game of patience. The predictions from the community, I think they're pretty fun to watch. It's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. But only time will tell. So I appreciate you. If you're out there, you're in this live stream right now with me, hit that like button on your way out. I hope you're all doing well. And we'll track it. We'll see. If price starts moving, when price starts moving, up or down, I want to do more live streams while we have some price action, because those really are the fun ones. No matter how many people are on the channel watching, those are the fun ones. So I'm going to try and keep an eye on that and start doing some more live streams. And I appreciate each and every one of you out there. I really do. So have an awesome night. Let's see what we wake up tomorrow morning. And hang in there, everybody. Patience. Remember, patience. Have an awesome one. God bless.